just like these false Galactic Federation messages that are coming out. And I'm not saying that there is no Galactic Federation, or that anyone on Earth is not talking to the Galactic Federation. But I am saying that some of the people that are claiming to be speaking for the Galactic Federation some of them are just scammers. Some of them are people that are just having their own tuition and putting a label on it, and much of it with their own egoic distortions. Some of them, I believe, are government PSYOPs. I'm pretty certain. Yeah, and some of the big ones. And if you talk to people who have followed that movement, have followed like the Ashtar command messages and stuff, you find a lot of people who are like, yeah, I'm done with that stuff. Like, and that's because like there are channels all over YouTube that are like, again, they're cookie cutter light worker messages that are repeated and passed off as Archangel Michael, Metatron. Like, I've heard the same message that comes from Michael, Metatron, all these people. Not that angelics couldn't send out a trumpet call, but the trumpet call probably when the trumpet call goes out, then that's when you see synchronicity between a bunch of different light workers suddenly talking about something. Sometimes. But it can also be part of this programming that's coming through the internet, through the web, through these light worker cookie cutter channels, which are pumping out these generic messages about rescue and it's happening next week. It's here. It's here. It's here. Next week. Next year. Next year. We took them down. We defeated the cabal. They're gone. You know, this just repeated stuff. Look, the cabal has lost because in the higher dimensions, the ascension has already occurred. At the Gaian level of consciousness, the ascension has already occurred. At the collective soul level of consciousness, the ascension has already occurred. So these things have been decided on and acted on in the higher dimensional realities. There is no oppositional will to that from the lower realm. The lower realm can only hold that off. Hold that off. You know, so it's not within any human or the cabal's ability to decide the fate of Gaia. Unfortunately, they've been given, that's my belief. That's what my intuition, that's what my channeling is saying. That's what God is telling me. This story isn't in the human hands alone. Yeah, we have a huge part to play, but we're not the only thing that's important here. There are lots of life forms here. This planet itself is conscious, and she is very important. This system itself is important. The humans aren't going to be allowed to destroy this planet. It's just not going to happen. We are being allowed to either make things easy on ourselves or hard. That's basically our option. Do we want to take the easiest road possible? That's for the greatest good of all, or do we want to take the hardest road? But either way, we're going to get to the point designated and already achieved in the higher dimensional realms. Because it is already, like it's already happened. It's only through the illusion of linear time that that's being held off. So, you know, again, beware of what you listen to. Not everything that sounds good. You know, someone can just take a message from anyone and then propagate it in a non-authentic way. And you would think, okay, well, it still serves the light. Some of them may be thinking it still serves the light. I've actually made this mistake in a minor way myself before, you know, especially early on. Because early on, you can really... Well, like, let's go back to in other videos where I've talked about channeling, and I said, like, my telepathy is just coming online and stuff. I understand, I channel all the time. Just like Bashar says, I'm channeling all the time. All this wisdom I share with you, this is all channeled material, in a sense, but I have the feeling that it's mostly channeled from my higher self. Now, sometimes I get some other feelings. That's what I meant by telepathy. And sometimes I get a direct, coherent, readable message. Sometimes I get like I have had plates come into my head where with like, it looks like angelic or alien writing, like glowing, and fire, scripts and all these things, and different colors, and I know that they're downloads, but see, I cannot interpret those consciously. That's the difference. Some people are channeling right directly into their conscious mind. I'm channeling into my heart, into my being, and then feeling that out. Sometimes it gets downloaded into my mind, but I always have to still translate it through my heart and integrate it into my being. And then it comes out seemingly as my wisdom. But this isn't my wisdom. I wasn't this wise as a person. I was fairly idiotic as a person. I mean, I made every wrong decision possible. No, I certainly wasn't wise. Yeah. So yeah, be careful. Be careful what you listen to. Like these channels that come out and they say we're going to get rescued every week. It occurred to me a long time ago that this could also be a psyop. This is a convenient way for the cabal to get everyone to believe that nothing needs to be done. And I say this in certain ways myself sometimes, because I do believe, again, it's already done. We don't need to battle them in the streets, but we do need to be incredibly proactive about our own spirituality. We need to get there individually. Like, we need to do the work individually. No one's going to do it for you. No one's going to deliver you to the fifth. You have to walk to the fifth. You have to find the fifth. You have to realize the fifth is here. You have to begin to experience it. Like the work that the outer forces are doing to aid us, for the large part, has already been done. And as far as the rescue mission, please, we are the ones that were here to rescue them. I recently heard Daniel Scranton say this, and it's incredibly true. We are the ones that were sent to rescue. So we're here, but we still have to do the work. We still have to transform the planet. And yes, I believe that will be done through love, and the growth of love, and the growth of consciousness and understanding and unity that spreads through the morphogenetic field more than anything. And I see it already happening. But it can be detrimental to, even if like an alien force isn't coming to invade us or any of that stuff, like, but just putting off to the future the hope or expectation of your ascension continuously can be an obstacle, because it's here now. It's here now. You can experience it now. Yes, you probably won't experience the totality of what's possible for you, but it doesn't matter, because you can experience more now. You can become more expansive right now, every one of us. You can become more loving right now. You can become freer right now. You can follow things and embrace things which leads you to that every day. We all have this power. Therefore, we have the power to walk to freedom. We have the power to find freedom. Doesn't matter how long it appears to take. Because if it appears that you can move forward and grow, then in fact, there's no limit to your potential. And in fact, non-linearly, you must already be that. Because at some point, you will grow to that. That means you can call on that presence and energy now. It means you actually are that now. The realization of that can actually liberate one in an instant from this physical reality. Yes, I could have already left. I've said this before, more than once, several times. We could all leave anytime we want. It's not a prison. It really isn't. You can leave. But, I mean, we don't leave for a reason. We come back for service. So, yeah, I don't have to be here. The whole thing that I've explained about ascension taking me approximately 20 years in total, which I'm about in year 6 now. So I've got about 14 years left. That's about perfecting this physical vehicle. That's perhaps about bringing an oversoul or a total soul, I'm not sure, into this physical vehicle. I don't know if the whole oversoul's energy anchors in upon the higher levels of ascension yet, or a portion of it. But whatever the case, it's more about service. It's not like it's just for your soul's evolution. It's for your soul's evolution and experience, but your soul is already perfect the way it is. Your oversoul is already perfect the way it is. It already has the power to do these things. As far as power and ability and gaining the power to teleport, you can already do those things. It's not that you need to learn them. It's that we need to learn how to handle these energies in this world, in this reality, in these physical vehicles, and also to do the service of being an example to all the others who are yet to experience those things. So you're anchoring in your soul's truth. You're anchoring in your oversoul and your monad and God's truth into your being for the purpose of sharing it. That's what Ascension's about. Raising the collective. Raising the collective, the evolution of the collective. Love and light.